for us, sustainability needs to extend right the way throughout our city, our region, and even around the world.
Welcome to Of Galway for the World, the podcast that brings you inspiring stories and ideas from Galway's vibrant global community.
Brought to you by Global Galway, the University of Galway dedicated office to connecting students, staff and partners around the world, fostering international collaboration, opportunities and support.
Join us as we explore how Galway is making an impact far beyond its borders, right here from Galway for the world.
Welcome everyone, I'm Phuong.
And I'm Corey.
And today's episode is all about sustainability, how we live, learn, and lead greener future right here in the University of Galway. And joining us here today are two special guests who bring both strategic and lived experience on this work. First, we have Dr. Richard Manton, the University Director of Sustainability and also a National SDG Ambassador. And also from the student perspective, we have Muskan Sukkar, an international master's student in business analytics and also a dedicated member of our volunteering community.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, can you both introduce yourself to our audience?
Hi, I'm Muskan, and I'm an international student studying business analytics here. I am actually a professional, IT professional, and I've been working for 2+ years, and now I'm here for my international studies, masters, and I am finding my way through a new country, a new city, a new place, finding people, and between my academics, my grocery runs and laundry and everything, I throw in a bit of volunteering as well. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. Richard.
So I'm very excited to be here today to talk all about sustainability. My name is Richard Manton. I'm the Director of Sustainability here at the university. So I've been in this role about 2 years. So that's really all about leading our sustainability office and implementing our sustainability strategy. Just a bit about me, that I'm not as new to Galway. I did my degree and PhD and postdocs here in civil engineering going back to 2006, and then was delighted then to come back to the university to take up this role as Director of Sustainability.
It's interesting. You started with civil engineering and now have made your way into sustainability. Can you tell me a little bit about how that journey looked?
So I think civil engineering is all about sustainability. That, for example, even the origins of civil engineering go back to when it was the branch of engineering that wasn't related to the military. That if you look at some of the core areas of civil engineering, like clean water supplies, I'd argue that that's perhaps the greatest public health invention, perhaps that and vaccines. If you look at transportation, if you look at the design of buildings, it's really all about how we design our world for the benefit of people. And then probably over more recent decades, then there's been the move to true sustainability in terms of environmental impact, renewable energies, reducing the environmental impact of, for example, transportation systems. So I think really sustainability and civil engineering go hand in hand. My own journey was that my PhD was all about sustainable transportation, the design of greenways for walking and cycling. And then my research then went into sustainable energy, travel behaviour, and then I went on to work for Engineers Ireland. So for me, engineering and sustainability truly are hand in hand.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting that you touch upon sustainability, sustainable transportation and civil engineering. So I'm just wondering how you integrating these smarter travel and greenway concepts here in our university.
Yeah, so very happy to talk about that. That's really something I'm quite passionate about, that for too long our transportation system has been car-centric, not only in terms of the numbers of people in cars, but also how we design our cities, layout, both our urban and rural areas. So really there has been that trend over the last 20 or 30 years, called smarter travel or moving to more sustainable transportation systems. So here in this university, look, it is one of our greatest challenges that the numbers of students and staff commuting to campus in cars is quite high. That's also related to the housing crisis, that people are living further and further. But what we are trying to do is, first of all, on the campus itself, try to make it as accessible as possible for people to move around, to walk and cycle. One example of that is the closure of the underpass under the Quincentennial Bridge, which really allows hundreds or thousands of people to easily move between the south, central and north campus then at the changeover of the lecture. Also, if you look at, for example, the electric bus on campus, we're now starting to look at how parking can be optimized. But we do need to go beyond the campus walls. So we are working with the City Council, with the County Council, with other organisations like the NTA to run pilots and just look how can public transport be improved to serve our students and staff coming to campus.
Well, and as students of the university, I think we all appreciate the efforts that you're making on that behalf. You've mentioned greenways, and Muskan, you have been doing some volunteering recently in Terryland Forest Park. Is that correct?
Yeah, with Twata volunteering group, yeah.
So, how did you get started with them, and what do you kind of do while you're there in the park?
So when I came here first, I was looking for volunteering opportunities, and back home I wanted to do some, but never got the time or had the opportunity. Here I heard one of my friends like going for volunteering, and I was like excited about it. I just wanted to know. And the story that reeled me in was acorns. They were doing acorn picking. And if you've seen Ice Age, you know, you know, there's a squirrel chasing the acorn. It's fun. So I was like, is that it? Am I going to finally see something that I've dreamt about, that I've seen in a screen? So that's what reeled me in. And unfortunately, that session, that activity was done. But then when I went in, the volunteers were so kind. One of them, who is a close friend to me now, quickly ran up inside and from the storage took out acorn seeds and showed me. I still have it. It's so beautiful. I showed it to my family. They were so happy. And that's how I went in, and I haven't been able to stop. I did stop, but it was because of assignments and exams, which is why I'm here. So I had to do that, but I have been going every Saturday, and I love it. It's a habit now, and it's been beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful!
Yeah.
It sounds fulfilling.
Yeah, it is. Mhm.
I think you mentioned in recent blog that you are coming for the nature but staying for the people, right? Can you really share a moment that captured that feeling?
Yeah. So, coming from a city which is it is a massive city. I used to live in Chennai in India. It is a massive city. It is so many infrastructure, big buildings, and whenever I travel to some other city which has more trees, I'm like, I need more trees in my city. But I didn't know what to do about it. But when I came here, the nature really hugged me, and I was a little child again. Oh my God, where's this place? It's so pretty. And I really wanted to do something about it. And I got this volunteering opportunity. Like, finally, I get to do something. And yeah, so that reeled me in, really, the acorns. But when I went there, as I said, the people were so kind, they're so respectful. They try to understand, they're so open minded and really respectful.
Yeah, Galway has some great nature around it and some great, trees and other plant life. I guess that the university has the most biodiverse university in Ireland. Is that correct, Richard?
That's right, yeah. We're very proud of our biodiverse campus. So that accolade dates back to a BioBlitz that was organised on campus. So that's essentially an inter-varsity competition where volunteers go to the university campuses, and then you try to record as many species that you can in a 24-hour period. I think it was over 600 species. I think maybe 623 species that were recorded on this campus, and that was far more than any of the other university campuses in Ireland. So that's where we get that title of the most biodiverse university campus in Ireland.
So what does that mean for students, though?
So look, I think practically it means that students can spend more time in nature. that truly we have a beautiful biodiverse campus along the River Corrib, which is itself a special area of conservation. So it practically means that you could arrive, get off a bus or walk to campus, and then walk for about 3 or 4 kilometers all the way along the river. That's our biodiversity trail. You'll
Yeah.
find all sorts of plants and insects and animals along that route. And I think really that helps students to relax. There are proven benefits in terms of your concentration, your physical health, your mental health, your well-being. I think also it's a resource for both teaching and research. If you look at our School of Natural Sciences, I know they do quite a lot of living labs where they'll bring students out, both for as part of their degree programs, but also then research students to look at ecology, look at the impact of different initiatives. So I think it's a fantastic resource for our students here in Galway.
Yeah. Like when I first came, I was very impressed with the biodiversity trail as well. And like in our journalism class, we did like do a short video with that trail where we can see the bees and also all of the animals that during the trail. Yeah, that's very fantastic. And I think we also see some practical like wins here on the campus as well, where we have been able to eliminate the single-use cup or like boosting the recycling rates to 55%. So can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, look, within sustainability, waste and ideally moving towards a circular economy is so important. I think the single-use cups is just one step towards moving to a more circular economy, but for us that was quite an important project. So here at the University of Galway, there are no single-use coffee cups available, that instead students and staff need to bring their own reusable cup, or you can even sit down in the cafe and enjoy it out of a normal porcelain mug there in the cafe itself. Quite a lot of work went into that. And I know, for example, many other institutions haven't managed to get there. So I'd really like to acknowledge our commercial services office and our catering suppliers. So I think we have 5 different private catering suppliers here on campus, including of the Students' Union Commercial Services. So quite a lot of engagement was carried out. Our office had one small role to play in that, but it was really commercial services leading that to get all the catering suppliers on board. There's also then investment in facilities because, of course, if you're not using the cup once, you need to be able to wash the cup. So that's dishwashers behind the counter, but also then cup washers in front of the counter that are accessible. And then quite a lot of communication so that students and staff weren't surprised the September before last that suddenly there are no single-use cups. So it really took that engagement, the investment in facilities and communications to make that happen. But I think it's been a great success.
Yeah.
Even measuring in terms of the behavior change or even the metric of if we get anyone complaining, we've had almost none. Maybe a couple of small slips here or there, but we've learned, and again, great credit to our commercial services, to the catering suppliers, and to students and staff. And now I think it's just become the normal thing that people either just bring their reusable cup or you sit down, enjoy it out of a mug. And look, what we'd like to see is that more institutions or more businesses around Galway and further afield would take this up.
Well, that's incredible. And to be able to change somebody's perceptions and kind of their habits as they go is a really hard thing. You know, Muskan, with all of your volunteering efforts and you're doing so much work, you know, in Terryland and other places too, what's something that you'd like to see changed or maybe a new habit over the next few years in the university or beyond?
I think the university has done so much, and I was surprised to see so much thought being put, and it has really reflected in all the biodiversity and all the green spaces that are maintained. Um, I think um, I think we're doing good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we need to have also a shift in mindset, I think, other than just introducing processes and systems. And I think the most important thing is people changing their way of perceiving things. And for example, reusable cups. You have to understand the reason behind that. And if you have proper empathy and understanding of where it comes from and why do we need reusable cups instead of paper ones and like plastic ones, then I think half the job is done there. So yeah, that. And I also feel like as an international student, all the biodiversity, we appreciate it, we love it.
Yep.
But I think people who have been here and who have seen it like this is a normal. So I think they should understand that this is privilege to a lot of countries, a lot of people, and really value and care for it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We do a lot of litter picking and everything, and I see so many bottles around, and there's a trash bag just 20 meters away, but the bottles are there. And in the beginning, it was rewarding to like pick bottles. Oh, I got a new bottle. Oh, I picked this. I picked so much, but it diminishes when you think, oh, people don't care. So that's something.
You'd like
Big-
to see that mind shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I feel kind of like relatable to that one too, because that's not something we have like in our home country. We would like buy a new bottle, but like coming here, I am used to like getting my own bottle, and then that's a habit that I carry not just within the university but also outside the university to like coffee shops, and I think it's really great. And I think these kind of like small action also inspire the student to do more work and involve in more project for our nature as well. So I want to deeper into that kind of project that you have been involved in, like the Tuaha Terry Lake Forest Park or like the Just 3 initiative. So can you tell us more about that?
So Tuatha, I started with the seeds, the acorns, but I have been able to do all sorts of activities. I have done seed picking, I've done seed sorting, I've done some planting. I have planted bluebells. They have become little saplings now. I'm so excited. And we also got an opportunity to go up to Connemara. It is beautiful. So there's a farm there, and there's actually so much scientific stuff going on in the park. And I always thought it was random. It was not. It is strategically planned and really thought about. Like uh, the main job is to preserve Irish flora and to think what goes where. And we do a lot of weeding, and we do yeah, the Connemara thing. We planted aronia berries, and last year they did a bunch of blueberries and cranberries. So yeah, there's so much stuff going on you can choose from. So yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So when we talked about that, mind shift and getting into just the idea of being connected to this land, I was thinking about, how people's connection to the university and to Galway. And Richard, I wanted to ask you, where do you hope to see Galway, in the next 10 years? Or what's the next biggest challenge that the Office of Sustainability is going to tackle?
That's quite a timely question, considering just in the past 2 weeks, we approved a new sustainability strategy for the university that covers the next 5 years to 2030, so 26 to 2030. We use a learn, live, lead framework. So really, I suppose it helps to start with what we mean by sustainability. For us, environment is part of that, but also that we look to social sustainability, including cultural and economic sustainability, including developmental. So for us, the Sustainable Development Goals provide a very useful framework of the 17 different goals covering that wide spectrum of sustainability. And then when we talk about learn, live, lead, for us, yes, living sustainably is quite important. And then there we have the projects like removing the single-use cups, biodiversity, transport, energy, and many others. But it is about going beyond that to integrating sustainability in how we learn on campus. So we aim to embed sustainability into all educational programs on campus, and then also to align our research with sustainability and SDGs. And then in terms of lead, that we want to truly be a leader in this space. So working with community groups, working with international bodies, working with national government, working with local authorities, so that while we can, I think, do great things just behind the campus walls, for us, sustainability needs to extend right the way throughout our city, our region, and even around the world. So our sustainability strategy then sets out our goals for the next 5 years. So just a couple of them to rattle through would be that what we want to see is a carbon neutral campus, a healthy campus, and a nature positive campus. I'm happy to talk about any of those in more detail if you'd like. And then we have a whole list of other targets then under areas like learning and leading on sustainability. That's to the next 5 years. I think looking even further beyond that, I think we do need to think quite long term here. That going beyond 2030, it looks like we will have a new set of sustainable development goals. We have some very challenging climate targets. I think we will need to seriously consider where we want to be in 2050, of what legislation is in place to enable that, and how we partner with others. So certainly we've quite defined goals to 2030, but we need that longer outlook probably to 2050 and beyond.
That makes sense.
And I think that all of that achievement of vision cannot be achieved without the driving force behind the sustainability office, which is relatively new established since 2024, right? Can you share more about how it was founded and what would be your vision for the office?
Yeah, that's right. So our sustainability office is really just about 2 years old now. I should say that we're very much standing on the shoulders of giants, though, because sustainability work in the university here does predate that quite some way, going back at least to 2015. So that's when our Community University Sustainability Partnership, CUSP, was founded. So CUSP, just to speak a little bit about it, because that is very much our driving force. That includes about 100 members of the university community and further afield, including students, academic staff, professional services staff, and various community partners. We have a CUSP board and then 4 different working groups. So while our office was just founded 2 years ago, it's really very much building on the success of CUSP going back about the 9 years before that. So our office has 4 core staff. That's myself as director, Michelle, who's our community and university sustainability officer, Derek, our sustainability accountant, and Lorraine, our sustainability admin. And then we also work very closely with 2 lecturers in education for sustainable development. That's Alma and Elizabeth in Kelt, our Centre for Excellence in Learning and Teaching. So together then, I suppose we're the firepower, if you wanted to look at it that way, supported then by CUSP. But then we work very closely with very many other offices, like I mentioned, catering, but also buildings and estates on areas like energy and transport, all of the schools and colleges in terms of embedding sustainability, the engagement office and community engagement. So really it's a whole of university approach that we take to sustainability, but very glad that we do have a dedicated sustainability office to truly drive it forward.
I think we're all thankful for that. Muskan, I want to pivot a little bit. So I haven't done as much volunteering as I'd like while I've been here on campus. And not only do I enjoy nature very much, I have a child who enjoys nature a lot. So how does someone get started? Where would you recommend a new student coming to the university to turn to if they want to kind of find out where they can make an impact here?
I think okay, so we usually meet up at Anyat, which is really behind Delhiland, and yeah, you can just show up. Show up one day, Saturday. Every Saturday we do it. So just show up 10 a.m. Anyat Saturday. Show up. You will find so many people from all backgrounds, there's so many countries. So you can just show up, and every week we have a set of activities, and you can choose from it, and definitely bring your kids. It's fun. It's so much fun. It's really a forest, and it's so beautiful. Kids need to see it. Kids need to know that these things don't happen automatically. We have to do it, and it is important. Yeah, you'll have so much fun, and every day after our volunteering activities, we go for a coffee.
Oh,
We sit around on a table and we chat. It's amazing.
it sounds like you find your people there.
Yeah, in a single table, you'll find a person from India, you'll find a person from Turkey, from Vietnam, from I don't know. There are so many people, Americans, everybody, and we're all having one conversation.
Yeah.
We're all sharing one thought about genuinely caring for nature. There is no incentive. There's no monetary benefit behind it. It's just a sentiment that you want to work on something meaningful. And that's beautiful, I think.
I think it is.
So you just show up. Yeah, just show up.
Yeah, just show up. That's simple, right? And I think you can find your people in your network. And I think involvement in these kind of activities also give you the opportunity to look back at what you are doing in your own field, right? So I'm wondering whether involving in these kind of project affect how you change or how you think differently about your field, business analytics, like how data can really help shape sustainability.
Yeah. When people think about tech, I feel they completely think about it as a separate entity. Like Richard also mentioned, civil engineering is around sustainability, and everything tech needs to think in that perspective. So, absolutely, yes. While volunteering gives me a break from the laptop, it does. But when you really understand the meaning of it all, it does creep into every industry, and it is important that every industry looks into it. And as a business analytics student, I would love to research more into how species evolve and how they are maintained and what they need. As I said, there's so much scientific stuff going on in the volunteering group that I'm in. Okay, I'll tell you an example. We have a plant called a heliotrope. Absolutely beautiful. It's stunning. Uh, it covers the whole land. It's like a green carpet.
Okay.
It's so beautiful. The flowers are so beautiful. The thing is, it does not allow any other flora to grow.
Uh-huh.
It literally absorbs everything, and it is massive, is uncontrollable. So now it's a problem.
Yeah.
So we are now thinking of removing it, and it has been a year or so. We have been removing it, but it keeps coming back. So we are trying and testing to try and remove it, and yeah, so that it's better for the native Irish flora.
Right.
So tech and nature and humans are not separate entities at all. It's one ecosystem, one environment.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So if you were going to try to convince your friends to come here to Galway,
Yeah.
how are you going to sell them on Galway? How are you going to convince them that this is the place that they need to be?
I'd definitely skip on the rain, but I think it's so quaint and peaceful. It is rich in culture as well as it is quaint and peaceful. Um, it can be a good break from the city life, and there's so many amazing people around here. And the nature, I think,
Right.
yeah, comes back. It all comes back to the same point, doesn't it?
Right. Well, it's how you found your connection.
Yeah, it is beautiful. It is absolutely stunning. And every day I wake up and I see those trees and the birds waking me up. It's beautiful. It's lovely here.
How about that? Richard, with all these sustainable practices, and you've talked about how this benefits the students and how it really, they can focus better and they can do better here. What's your selling point for the university for international students?
Who are you? I mentioned the rain. I was going to say Galway is very much, I think, a university, a city and a region that's defined by water. Not, of course, just the water that comes from the sky, but look, our location in Galway Bay on the Atlantic coast. Quite a nice river runs through, one of the shortest and fastest rivers in Ireland.
It's very vast.
Also then a canal system. Also you have Lough Corrib. There are unique landscapes then, of course, with the Burren just to the south, to the Aran Islands. Also then Connemara. I think the natural setting, particularly one defined by water, is something that makes Galway unique. So I think putting the sustainability turn on that, then it's incumbent on us to make sure that those natural ecosystems are protected and that even we try to enhance biodiversity. So it's great that the university is working on that, not only in terms of our operations, but our research, our teaching, and so on. I'd probably add to that that it's not just about the natural environment, but also the humans who live here and the society and culture that goes with that. And again, I would see that as an important dimension of sustainability, that we encourage the Irish language, Irish culture, and of course, Galway as a city and a county and a university is very, very strong in that point.
Love it.
Yeah. So I think we have been talking about what Galway has to offer and what we are doing good on the sustainability practice. I'm just wondering, do you see, is there any gaps that you want to bridge? Or what is the hardest part when embedding these kind of like practice into decision making rather than leaving it just like a side project?
So I think we've achieved an incredible amount over the past 10 years or so. We're very proud to be the #1 university in Ireland for sustainability. We have quite a few different sustainability certification schemes, including the Green Flag, STARS, and so on. Going through that process does then allow us to be analytical to identify where our gaps are. Some I think are quite obvious, that certainly we do have a challenge with housing and transport and the urban form. I think there are several reasons behind that, both economic and infrastructural, and that we would hope that working with national and local government, we would overcome some of those areas. Others are maybe a little bit more specific. So, for example, we want to further improve our performance on waste and circular economy, and also on energy. While, look, we have reduced our energy consumption and greenhouse gas emissions more than any other university in Ireland, just such is the level of reduction that we need in order to live within planetary boundaries, that we do need to invest quite a bit more in terms of renewable energy systems. We're working on quite an interesting project on hydroelectricity. But of where I'd like to see us go is to develop a district heating system, which is expensive, which is very complicated, both in terms of we need to work with other partners, probably particularly the hospital, but really could be a game changer in terms of reducing our emissions. So, say we've done quite a lot in the last 10 years, but if we want to live up to our very high level of ambition, we do need to continue to change culture and also to invest in green systems.
Excellent. Sounds like some good opportunities from data analysts coming up.
Definitely, yeah.
So, we like to end things on a very positive note here. So, Muskan, do you have a positive sustainability story that you'd like to share with prospective students from around the world here?
I was thinking about it, and there's not one moment or one thing that I remember that shifted something in me. It was like small things, and every day something happens and it adds up. So, yeah.
So kind of a constant positive change is what you say.
You have to understand that it's not some other person's job. It's not one person's job. It's everybody's job to, you know, mm, do your thing. Yeah.
Right.
And I think I can really feel a hope in your story of that you can find the people and those with the same passion for nature or those with the same, vision for what they are doing for the nature here. You can find that network here. So that's an area of hope already, that you can really do things with your people here, right? How about you, Richard? Do you think any story lights your mind?
Well, I'm actually very excited about our hydroelectric projects because not only from the engineering perspective is it very interesting, but I think also from a community perspective. So this is where we are working with Galway City Council to install 3 hydroelectric turbines, small-scale turbines on Galway's historic canals, one of which will be in a university building in Nuns Island and 2 others nearby, one actually close to Terryland. The reason that's exciting is because it's bringing old infrastructure back into play, that there were old turbines there previously. Also then, of course, it's generating renewable electricity, But then the community dimension is quite interesting as well, that electricity will be used for community benefit to power public buildings and for EV charging. And then we're working with Galway City Community Network to ensure that local residents and other stakeholders are engaged. So I think for me, it's a really interesting project that will have direct environmental benefits, will be integrated into our learning and research here on campus, and then our major community benefits also. So keep an eye on that project, the waterway project on Galway's canals.
Well, that's fascinating. And like you said, it's all one ecosystem. We're all here together. Was there anything that you wanted to add before we wrap things up today?
Find at times that maybe as an engineer can maybe focus a bit too much on new technologies or the data of it, and maybe don't give enough credit to that human side of sustainability. That for our university, I think the greatest impact we can have is not necessarily reducing energy and greenhouse gas emissions or even biodiversity on campus. It's our graduates going out into the world, taking up volunteering roles or taking up other roles in their career or in their family life and being true champions of sustainability. So I would really encourage any prospective students that are looking at Galway. Not only I think we can give a lot to you, but we also want to learn from you, bringing your experience from around the world and then helping us on our sustainability mission.
So it's clear that sustainability isn't a solo project. It's about people coming together and working together, and it's about leadership from the sustainability office, and it's about passion from all the volunteers. I appreciate you both taking the time to share this journey with us and to our listeners, whether it's just giving just 3 hours to work on community benefits or whether it's choosing a reusable cup. Every action counts. And so we will see you next time with more stories of Galway for the world.